Mr. Abel, good morning.
What's going on there, Jeffrey? It's a chilly morning down here in the desert. Beautiful, beautiful morning. Crisp, cold, and I think it's the last of the rain for a while. I know we're getting up in the 70s next week, but we have got some serious snowfall up in the San
Yeah,
Jacintos. So it's kind of awesome. It's been a different winter down here, but it's I can't complain because I could, and everyone would go, "Shut up,
yeah,
shut
that's
up."
right.
No one
No one
believes you.
cares. No one cares.
How are you
Well,
doing today? What's going on up
it's
there?
a it's a beautiful, crispy day here as well. Crispy morning here in
Uh,
Napa as
Yes,
well.
good,
So,
good. All right.
but it's beautiful.
Before we dive into today's whatever we're to talk about, I don't know. You apparently
Yeah,
got something on your mind, but I want to remind the folks that we are still offering a free complimentary redundant on us on the house. We'll pick it up. A free 10-minute coaching call on the phone, just the three of us, private. And all we ask is that you bring that one thing in your tennis game right now: singles, doubles, mental, technique, strategy, whatever it is that you're
whatever.
really kind of struggling with that you just cannot figure out. And that if you did figure it out, man, we might be able to put you on the tour and we'd get about 25% of their earnings, right, Jeff? Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So
So,
feel free, sign up for that. Okay.
yeah, sign up for the free coaching call to put you on the tour. Um, but no, in all seriousness, the way to get signed up for the free call, if you're not on our email list, just go over to goldballhunting.com, put in the first name, email, and you'll get dropped into our online scheduler so that you can cherry pick a day and a time that works best for you. And if you're already on our email list, you can, at the bottom of any email you get from us, there's a link that will take you to the online scheduler. So, with that said, I'm going to throw it over to you, Jeff.
And I'm going to catch it. Okay, so here's what I got for you.
Okay.
Is that we both travel to tournaments, and they're everywhere, across the globe and nationally across the U.S. And I know for me, I kind of have a certain MO when it comes to the player party and after tennis at the end of the day activities and how I choose to participate or not participate in those events. And
Yeah.
so my
Yeah.
my question for you is like, do you have a standard protocol, or do you just kind of feel things out and decide, where I'm at, whatever. So decide whether you're going to go to those things or not. So let's start at the top with, let's say, the official player, if there is a player party or dinner. Um, let's start with that. So do you always go to that?
No. My whole thing at a tournament is I'm focused on what do I have to do after my matches, singles and doubles, to get the best possible night's sleep.
Yeah.
And I mean that seriously. I'm doing whatever I have to do. And for me, like eating late is not setting me up for a good night's sleep.
Right.
And so what I eat and when I eat and lots of times who I eat with.
There's the key ingredient in that statement right there.
Well,
There's the nugget.
that's true. That's true. Yeah, I mean, I can eat at like 11 o'clock at night, and I can have the biggest fat steak in the whole world, and that's it. But if the guy's a jerk, it ain't gonna happen. No, look, it's important to me, like I said, to get a good night's sleep, and I've done. I mean, I've learned through trial and error that it actually happened last year, a year ago in Houston in March. I went out with the guys. They wanted to go to this barbecue place, and at that time, I was not eating red meat. We just started on this thing where we weren't eating red meat, and we were not eating chicken, and so we were on fish and doing some other things. And I said, okay. I went out and first of all, they wanted to go kind of late, like it was about 7:30 or 7:45. And we're walking through downtown Houston in a pack of guys, right? And I'm kind of looking around, and there's some sketchy dudes over there, and I'm thinking, man, this is not a great idea. This is not cool. So, but anyway, we get to the place, and sure enough, it's full blown Texas barbecue. Where maybe 3 weeks later, I would have gone. I'm going to take some of that barbecue. I want the Memphis style. I want the Texas style. I want this. I want that. And
Right.
I'll have a little bit of just give me the platter, whatever you got,
Right.
right?
The sampler. I
Yeah,
want the
I want
sampler.
the sampler. And but I wasn't eating. We decided, and we sort of committed to not eating meat and chicken. So they had no fish, and the veggie selection they had was minimal. And so I got like a big old fat chicken breast. Figured I had to eat something, and here I am with a group of guys, and I'm not going to
And
go, fellas.
I'm
There's
gonna,
nothing I can eat here. They're all going to go.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna guess what the vegetable was, and it was coleslaw.
No, it was probably a potato. That was the closest thing to there. Let's just say there was nothing green, right? So anyway,
Okay.
yeah, there was no coleslaw. No, which would have been fine, but I wasn't gonna have a big
I
tub
know,
of
but
coleslaw.
I mean, barbecue place, no slaw.
No, there was probably slaw. Anyway, so I had the chicken thing, and got home, and my body was sort of was not ready for chicken
Rejecting.
after 3 weeks of going clean, and
Yeah.
so I had like the worst night's sleep I've ever had. So I did the anti Brent Abel plan at a tournament. What do we have to
Yeah.
do tonight to have a great night's sleep? So, um, and like some of these player parties, I said, well, it's not like I want to say to the guy, well, what are you serving? Because
Right.
I'll go if the food sounds good. I don't want to be a snob like that, but at the same time, I got to find out what are they going to have, because lots of times they literally don't have stuff that I can get enough of that
Right.
will set me up for tomorrow. And sometimes the player parties are sort of in the place where you got to drive. It takes you a while to get there, and just they're kind of later. And I just go, you know what? This is not ideal for me for setting me up to
Right.
play to
Right.
play tomorrow. And I'm not going to go into whether or not I want to hang out with these guys or that guy or whatever.
Right.
But I will tell you that, and I'm sure that there's some of my player colleagues, cohorts that might listen to this. But Jeff, there are some stories that I've heard 1,000,002 times.
Right.
I don't want to hear that story again. I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about a book I'm reading. I want to talk about something that's got some intellectual stimulation. And
Right.
hearing about your story about when you played that guy in eastern Ethiopia on a cow dung court that I've heard 17 times, I just don't want to hear it. So sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes I just, and it's, other times I'm fine. I'm in the mood. I'll hear the cow dung
Right.
story again. That's fine. It's fine. But some
Right.
nights I just go, it's just not me tonight.
Right.
So I just don't go. I just don't go.
Yeah.
And there are other nights when, the guys will say, hey, we're all going over to so-and-so. Do you want to go? And I just don't feel like going that night. I just not either. I don't
Right.
feel being social because of whatever's happened that day
Right.
at the tournament venue. I kind of feel like I need a break from you guys. I need a little time to myself, or if Mai's there, just the two of us. We want to go somewhere, and maybe I'll lie. I'll be honest. I'll lie. I'll come up with some lame story, and I'm sure half the time they go, all right.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah. I agree with you. I
that's
mean,
kind of the deal.
I'm kind of cagey in that way myself. I don't automatically just go, gosh, can't wait for the party and the whatever's going on. And it is for me. It's case by case. And then also, if I choose to go, I also have in my head exit strategy and what time I want to be out of there. Because like you said, it lingers. the player party, assuming that I'm playing the next day, that I'm not out of the tournament. So, when am I getting to sleep? What am I eating? And like you said, am I still covering the details, the disciplines of being at peak performance throughout the week, and not getting caught up in the fun, because it's fun to hang out with the guys and have a few drinks and, tell war stories. And you know what? It's fun sometimes to sit around and do that, without a doubt.
Well, listen, I'm thinking about. I'm also thinking about the times when I first started playing the tournaments, and I really thought, well, maybe this is an opportunity for me to be able to sit down at dinner with some of the top guys,
Right.
and hear the Eastern Ethiopian tour with the cow dung courts for the first time.
Right.
And kind of go and listen to them and listen about the experiences. And so if you're just kind of getting onto the national scene or the tournament scene, or if it's a local tournament and they actually have a decent social event, I mean, by all means, I would go. And I would,
Yeah.
if there's an extra seat there at the table where that some of the top players maybe are mingling, sit down. Just sit down and just shut up. Just sit down and shut up and listen and
Right.
and enjoy it.
Yeah, because I think that's another part of too, kind of entering into the national scene, the national tournaments is feeling like the guys, and that's a big part of it. We've talked a little bit about that, I think, along the way here in previous early episodes, about feeling like when you walk into an event and having some of the guys say, "Hey, Brent," from across the room, and it's your first entry in that morning. You're just checking in to see, what's going on. And all those things are important to feel confident and to feel like you own yourself and your game and all that. So yeah, it's great. They're fun. I mean, without a doubt, neither one of us is saying don't do it or don't go, but we do kind of measure it out and decide on a case by case whether to do it or not. But it is a great way though to meet the guys and hear their war stories, and to kind of, become a familiar face and maybe get a chance to hit with some of these guys, be the warm-up partner for somebody. If you're out of the event and you're still there, be the warm-up guy for 2 or 3 of the guys. Those are great experiences you don't want to miss out on. But it's not an automatic for me either. I always kind of measure it out and decide, where am I at in this week? How am I feeling? Did I have to go? Did I have to play singles and doubles that day? And were they both 3-setters? A night like that, I might just, I'm out.
Could be that it's all about recovery and what do you need to do, and sometimes socializing.
I want to be. Yeah, I want to be eating by, I want to have my meal, sitting down to my meal by 6 o'clock, 6:30 at the latest, and it wants to be clean. And I want to have a very particular, I like to have a glass of wine or a cocktail and all that too. It helps me sleep, all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to be very clear about, what I'm having, because it is all part of getting up to be able to win the next day. So, anyway, I was curious about that, whether, like what your MO was, because,
look, and I didn't say, look, if I'm out of the tournament, if I've lost that day and there's a big party that night and I don't have to worry about getting a great night's sleep, I might be the first guy there and the last guy to leave.
That's right. First guy in the buffet and the last guy at the bar, right?
That's right. So, all right. Well, listen, that was a great question, Jeff. I'm just thinking, because I'm leaving for Houston here in just about 10 days.
So, are you going back for barbecue?
Yeah, fellas, you know what? I got a project I'm working on. You guys go enjoy the barbecue place and have some fun tonight. But so look, you and I got to jump off this because we got a coaching call coming up here in just a couple minutes. And guys, so once again, a quick reminder that if you want to jump on a private, free 10-minute coaching call, 3 of us, you, me, and Jeff, we can do that. And just got to bring that one thing in your game that you just have not figured out yet. That you got to understand that Jeff and I have all of the answers to not only tennis but to life. So we'd love to get on that call with you and see if we can help you, kind of point you in the right direction. The way to do that is if you're not on our email list, go to goldballhunting.com, first name, email address, and you'll get You'll get a link to be able to go to our online calendar scheduler, so you can cherry pick a day and time that works best for you. And if you're already on our list, thank you. And at the bottom of every email we send out, there is a link to get to that scheduler. So, Jeff, this is the moment at every one of the podcasts where what do we really want these fine folks to do right now?
Like us, please. Share us. Subscribe to us. And then down below, let us know what you think. Love to hear from you.
Absolutely. I mean, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, seriously, drop a comment in there. You know, what you loved about it, what you didn't love, what you'd like to see, that, maybe you'd like me to shave a little more often. I don't know. But anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with us today. As always, got to get out there today, help someone else have a spectacular day. And Jeff, we're going to do this again tomorrow.
Can't wait.